It is day 3 of our Go Red, our series on keeping your heart healthy, and it's very, very informative, Rahman. And today you have a story, an unlikely story of survival.
It is. Thanks, Mika. It's all about survival today. You know, the National Institutes of Health say that coronary artery disease is the leading cause of death for men and women across the country. And tonight we'll meet a woman who did everything the right way, but the disease almost claimed her life. It's part 3 of Go Red, Lisa's survival.
Maybe something's wrong here.
She was so healthy.
It was a shock.
She's one of my best friends.
On June 4th, 2012, I died.
That's the day Lisa Cox suffered from cardiac arrest during a regular evening jog.
Beautiful day.
Lucky for her, her friend was nearby.
My friend doing CPR saved my life. I wouldn't have survived if she hadn't done that.
They immediately rushed Cox to the hospital. Doctors told her that low potassium levels and blocked arteries had stopped her heart, and her family was shocked.
A lot of people with heart complications may have, maybe overweight or, unhealthy, and she's none of that.
I am a triathlete.
She had been a runner for nearly 30 years and said her great health made her blind to the possibility of having heart issues. But not getting regular checkups and understanding the impact of her family's health history could have been a death sentence for her.
And my father's had a quadruple bypass, but he was heavy most of his life, so it was easy to not pay attention to those things given that I was doing all the other things right, but that was probably a big mistake.
This triathlete feels that she was extremely lucky.
There are a large percentage of people who do actually get to the hospital but don't leave the hospital with cardiac arrest.
And now she's working toward legislation to support CPR training in schools.
But I can never, ever repay her.
The mother of 2 doesn't want anyone to go through what she did, so she feels that she has to do her part.
Thankfully, we, should all learn CPR so that we're prepared if somebody does need us to help their heart beat until someone can get there to help them.
With a second chance at life, Cox says that no trophy
Those are all of my awards.
or medal is more important than being in the life of her kids.
I want to be here as long as I can for my children. That's the most important thing, and that's, that comes first.
Though her life is different from 6 months ago, she's getting back to running, swimming, and biking. She says that now she sees life with more optimism and humor.
Well, I had a friend tell me, they said, when you get stressed out, you just have to remember, there's not much more anybody can do to you. You've already died once, so there's not much more someone can do to you. So I try to.
Now, Lisa's story isn't uncommon, and you too could be at risk. So to make sure that you don't have to go through what she did, you must listen to your body and get checkups regularly. Back to you, Mika.
This is really scary, though, because she was relatively healthy. So how do you know there's an issue? What do you look out for?
She was extremely healthy, which is why it shocked her family completely. The main things of heart disease are fatigue. If you feel tired, go and talk to a doctor. If you have lightheadedness or dizziness, weakness or numbness in the extremities, go and talk to your doctor. Or, of course, something that we all may not think about if we're taking a flight of stairs, but shortness of breath. All of those things are important, but I think the main thing here that's most important is go see a doctor. The doctors have said that none of us go get checkups regular enough, and if we just went to get checkups more, we could avoid heart disease and being in Lisa's position.
All right, I'm going to put it down on my list. That's great advice there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahman.
Let's go a little history lesson here to begin with. About 114 years ago on this date, I don't think anybody was around that time, but there was a photographer on that date that captured this image of the fountain on the Capitol grounds at the time in the midst of a deep freeze in the region. 2 below zero, all-time record low for Tallahassee set on this date, and that's the all-time record low for the state of Florida. Jump ahead a few years. The same date, 1958, another round of winter weather with almost 3 inches of snow in Tallahassee and a pretty good blanket of snow across North Florida at the time. That was also a record amount for the city of Tallahassee. So yeah, even in February we can get some winter-like conditions. We haven't had snow in quite some time, but you can check out more images on these 2 events by going to our sister station website, WTXL.tv, in the links we mentioned section. There's precipitation out there tonight, but it's way too warm for snow. Occasional downpours, not too extreme as far as heavy rain, but we do have a few pockets of steady rain is what we'll call it, draped across the tri-state region, Lake Seminole, approaching Lake Talquin and stretching into interior South Georgia, basically from, we'll say, Highway 19 to the west of there. That's where we're seeing the rain in South Georgia. And then again across some areas around the Lake Seminole vicinity, spreading more into Gadsden County. General rain activity with a cooler atmosphere, still some lingering moisture across this zone, plus a fast upper level flow helping to support and sustain the development of these showers. The general movement off to the east in a gradual fashion. So the next few hours ahead, we'll start to see more showers moving into some of our eastern counties, first in south central Georgia and then very late tonight across the Suwannee River Basin. Temperatures still in the 60s, but steadily declining as we get more cold air flowing in, with our winds now becoming more west-northwesterly. Very chilly across southeast Alabama with current readings in the 40s. But tonight, we'll see those 40s filtering in later after we get rid of the bulk of the rain activity. Should be done by sunrise, I believe, but we still will deal with lingering clouds. The dryness will begin to scrub the atmosphere clean of the excess moisture, but that occurs late tomorrow. So maybe limited breaks of sunshine for your Valentine's Day forecast, but just keep in mind there will still be some periods of rain in the morning. So breakfast in bed, probably a very good idea. Don't try to go out because there could be some rain around. Lunchtime, picnic outdoors. Still mostly cloudy. I think the rain will be done. And as you go out tomorrow night, it'll be in the 40s for dinner and a movie. For lows tonight, will be in the 40s as well. But it looks like those showers will be around by the next couple of hours and lasting towards the dawn time frame. And then highs tomorrow, a little bit cooler than what we had today for certain. We had a high earlier of 77 in Tallahassee. Will be a good 10 plus degrees cooler than that, while some areas may be limited to the upper 50s in South Georgia. In the extended forecast, sunshine returns in full force by Friday. A stronger front comes in Saturday, stronger in terms of the cold air behind it, not really because of rain. The atmosphere will be dry, so no big concerns when it comes to rain activity for the weekend, but just very chilly, highs in the 50s. And more weather information straight from the Storm Team anytime you need it through our social media outlets on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, our free Weather Now app available on your iOS or Android mobile device. Plus, good old-fashioned email works for us if you need to get in touch with us.
Of course, much chillier weekend than last weekend.
Yeah, 50s and mornings in the freezing mark for Sunday and Monday.
All right, Cass, thank you. We're back
Okay.
after the break.